Hello everyone, Bashar here. So we are together with a ritual video. I know this comes a little bit late, but it is meant for the season. So the reason that it is late is, as usual, guys, I want my information to be complete or near complete, and I don't want it to contain any sort of misinformation. So I wait until I am confident in my knowledge to impart upon you, so to speak. So what do we have? So guys, we will go over quite a few things. As usual with my guys, it will probably be longer than your average guide. First of all, guys, what you need is a high mobility character, right? That is, I would say, an absolute thing, right? Because what you want is to go from ritual site to ritual site ASAP, right? And do the rituals, complete the map, and move on to the next map. So this character that you see here is the best possible in the game, I would say, right? Almost infinite mobility, kills are very quick, very high damage, the auto bomber, right? And of course, because this requires a temperless, it's not very easy to achieve, actually impossible to achieve in the early season. So I will refer you guys to maybe the Deadeye guide I just posted, right? Deadeye is pretty good because you want a lot of movement speed. So for example, guys, the AFK simulacrum, which is my biggest creation, I would say, sucks at this very big time, right? You have to know your character's limits. That character is not meant for that. You don't have mobility, you don't like moving around. It's absolutely not for this. You want a character that is fast on their feet and it kills trash fast. I mean, I suppose gambling would also be okay for this. Monk could be okay for this, but the auto bomber and for season start, I would say Deadeye is pretty good. And similar stuff, maybe Pathfinder, a version of it, right? That stuff. So that's the most important. Second most important thing are the Atlas points. Let me go over them. So guys, I would say definitely that is the setup that you have to use, and I would say 6 points out of 8 is not even up for discussion, right? It's a classic thing. You get 50% more Romans, ritual auto spawn monsters faster, which means in the limited time frame that you will get more spawns and therefore more tribute, right? And increased chance to be magic, increased chance to be rare. These mean you have a chance to face more challenging monsters, which will in turn give more tribute and, more importantly, 50% increased chance of audience with the king here. Yeah, and this, as I said, is also a no-brainer. We can reroll one additional time, and on top of that, we reroll for 25% cheaper, which means we reroll for 750, and we can reroll twice. Extremely good, of course, because we want to hit the big stuff. So this one is the last, right? And I was going for something else at the beginning, but this is absolutely the best one there is normally, right? So you can have, extremely rarely you can have 2 altars, guys. I have had that once, right? And if I didn't have it personally, I would say that's a hoax, but yeah, I did have it once. 2 altars, right? And you will have 3 altars and 4 altars like 50% of the time, right? I mean, if you disregard the 2 altars option, it's like 50%, 50%, right? Something close. Maybe that would be my psychology playing tricks on me. Maybe the 4 altars is a little higher, but you do get value out of having 4 altars. And the only other one worth considering is this. Skills from ritual altars deal increased damage. Yeah, I mean, that is some sort of disadvantage, but that's not the thing. The thing is, deferred stuff appear 50% sooner, and the deferring costs 50% less. So guys, that's what I was going for. These 6, as I said, are not up for discussion. I was going for this, but the problem is you do not find stuff of value very frequently. So, and you keep getting 3 altars, so you would lose in the long run. So guys, my beautiful strategy is, and I will get to this later, I play with this, and when I find something valuable, but I can't afford it, but only defer it, I go with this, so I can find it faster, and I can defer it cheaper, right? So that's the normal mode, and when you find something of value that you deferred but couldn't buy, you switch to this until you can buy it, then you go back to this, right? And this only costs 20,000 gold, so I would say that's nothing. Yeah. So what are pros and cons? So let me just actually go over ritual concepts. So we have a concept of the keywords that we would have is tribute, favors, rerolling, deferring. That's it. That's kind of it, right? So when you kill monsters, you get tribute, right? And the stronger the monster, the more tribute you get, right? There are favors, that is the screen that opens when you click on an altar, right? You click on the altar, the monsters spawn, you kill them, you click on the mouse altar again, then you see the favors, right? And you can reroll normally once per map if you don't like the stuff that's there, and everything has a tribute cost, so you can buy them. And deferring means if an item is too expensive for you, you don't have enough tribute to buy it, you can pay its cost partially to buy it later. And if you see something valuable and you can't defer it, it's gone forever. But if you see something valuable and you defer it the first time around, then you are not able to defer it the next time around, then you will not miss it, right? It will stay. I think you are allowed to miss it like 2 times or so. So, you saw it, you deferred it, you missed it, that's fine, you still have a chance. But if you miss it again, it's gonna disappear, right? I don't know the exact amount because it's a little bit too specific, but you see it, you can't defer it, it's gone forever, right? And the thing is, guys, why is this mechanic needed? So the valuable stuff has extremely high tribute costs, right? And when I say extremely, literally unobtainable in a single map. So for example, guys, ritual audience with the king, right? We will get to that. It varies somewhere between 2,500 up to 4,500, 4,800, right? And so there is a 100% random variance, almost, right? So an audience with the king can appear for 2,400 tribute, or it can appear for 4,800 or so, right? And 4,800 is extremely hard to obtain in a single map. And the thing is, there are valuable omens, which we will get to. They can be upwards of 20k, right? So even deferring them is hard. So there is that. These are the concepts that we go for, and I'm going to be running a map or two to show you the pros and cons is, guys. So I did start with breach, and with breach, there is always the juicing the maps. It's an extremely lengthy and annoying process of setting the maps up. So you can set up maps in ritual, but normally you just go in, right? You put your map in, you do the map, and you're done, right? Beautiful. And also, guys, if you have done breach, you know how toxic the looting process is. You start the breach, and because it's a timed event, you don't have the time to loot stuff, right? You just kill, and then you go back and loot and loot and loot and loot. It's very annoying. I mean, you spend a comparable amount of time in killing and looting, right? I find that very annoying. So with ritual, so this is a pro and con at the same time. With ritual, there is next to no loot unless you are a guy. And with breach, of course, you want a lot of quantity, you want a lot of rarity, right? If you are concerning yourself with pure ritual farm, you don't need any rarity or quantity at all, right? Because ritual altars are unaffected by those stats, right? I mean, if you have them, good. But if you don't have them, it's not a problem, right? If you are concerning yourself with pure ritual farm. And ritual is the thing that gave me a leg up, so to speak, right? I was struggling, and it's nice. So another pro of ritual is, guys, you can hit big, right? I mean, you can have a weak character, and you can hit very big. You can get much more powerful if you are just lucky, right? There are really grand prizes that we will get to. And you can just go for quick map completion. You won't have to, scrounge the corners for more monsters, because, guys, imagine you are running a 2 divine map, right? That's valuable, right? You want to kill every single monster in there. You have juiced it, right? With ritual, you just beeline for the altars and the rares, and it's done. You just go out, right? You don't care because you are using random garbage tier 15. And of course, you should do rare maps. You should be doing random tier 15 garbage maps. That's it, right? and it's not very rewarding loot-wise. That's, as I said, a pro and con at the same time. We will get to this, but a con is an annoying need for constant tier 16 maps. We will get to that later. And you will also have a constant need for tablets because you will not be able to sustain yourself. So there is the constant need for trade. Right? We will get to those later. Right? I will elaborate on them. The video is already going to be much longer than similar videos. So altar points are, of course, what did I say? Atlas points. Yes, Atlas points are a must. We have gone over them. So one more thing I want to say about this, guys. So guys, you want a fun ritual, right? And you don't have the points. So the climb will be extremely painful and slow, right? And it will be very annoying, which can cause you to give up, right? And I fully sympathize. So there is one workaround here. So, and of course you could just buy, 4 audience with the kings and get these points, right? But that would be very expensive. There is a service that forms a middle way. There are some people that run a service. They have a lot of audiences with the king, right? So they sell you Atlas points. How? The thing with Atlas points is, guys, only the map owner gains them. So you are the one, you have to be the one that does the audience with the king. So what you do is, so for example, audience with the king is worth 4 divine now. So they will charge you like 1 divine for it. And for 1 divine, the guy will give you the audience with the king. You go to your base, you open it, right? And the guy kills it. You don't bother yourself with killing it. And the loot is the guy's, right? So basically, he allows you to join and get the Atlas points for the cost of 1 divine. And of course, it will be lower difficulty, but with audience with the king, lower difficulty is not that big of a problem because the grand prize is ingenuity, and ingenuity drops on all difficulties, right? So guys, you can pay, let's say, 4 divine to grab all the altar points. Why? You go to the guy, you say, I want 8 altar points, Atlas points, and the guy gives you 4 audiences with the king for 4 divine. You open the first, you go in there, you guys kill it, right? You gain your Atlas points and immediately spend them. That's extremely important, or you will waste 1 divine. Why? Because the boss will not drop Atlas points for you if you have unspent points. You have to spend them immediately, right? Then you go in again, you get 2 more points. Then you go in again, 2 more, and 2 more. So the problem is, of course, it's a little bit open to scam. You have to do this with people that are known. There is a Discord for this. You could go there, or do it with a friend. But it is mighty useful. Of course, in the early season it will be hard, but if you do it later in the season, it is useful. I had 2 points myself, and I bought the service myself. It's pretty useful. It helps a lot to have all the points. Yeah. Or, of course, you don't want to trust anyone. You can just buy enough audiences with the king, but you also have to be sure that you can kill the boss, right? I mean, you don't have to kill the difficulty 4, but you have to be able to kill difficulty 3, right? You have to kill the base difficulty, you get 2 points, then you have to beat difficulty 1, then you get 2 more, you have to beat difficulty 2, then you get 2 more and you have to beat difficulty 3, and you get 2 more and you're done, right? You don't have to beat difficulty 4. But you will need 4 audiences with the king, so there is that, right? That helps. Okay, so I did say constant need for tier 16 maps, right? Let me explain that. Let me explain the constant need for tablets. So guys, you want to be doing, ritual maps at all times. And how is that achieved? I mean, take a look at my map. I don't have any ritual tablets. As you can see, I have only a few, right? I can't be expecting to do ritual maps at all times. So how do I do ritual maps at all times or close? I just put in ritual tablets in every single map that I find, in every single tower that I find. The problem with that is that ritual tablets are somewhat expensive, and even then, you won't be able to do full ritual maps. It's not going to be possible, but you would be doing, depending on the range that you have on the tablet, you will be able to do ritual maps most of the time. I will just skip through the filler maps. For example, you have to do this one, you just put a random map in, finish it ASAP, and move on to the ritual map. Right? I mean, I don't have to, but no, suppose it was needed. That's what I mean. So what about the needing for tier 16 maps, guys? So if you have noticed, a maps level is calculated as such. 64, that's the base value, right? That's the campaign's highest area level. 64 plus your maps tier, plus one more for irradiated, and plus one more for corrupted, if they exist. And the thing is, guys, in a ritual map, the items that the author shows you, the favors, are always of the same item level as your map. So you might have noticed when you are doing a level 80 map, you could get level 81 items and such, right? That is not the case for ritual maps. For ritual altars, it's always exactly equal to the map's level, right? And I'm of course disregarding currency, Exalted Orb doesn't have an item level, but you know what I mean, the items that appear in there. And the thing is, guys, we have 5 valuable items to obtain, 6 valuable items to obtain from rituals, and 4 of them are level 80 omens. What does that mean? That means if you are not running a level 80 map, you have 0 chance of getting the 4 valuable omens, right? That's very important. That's the main reason I'm doing this video, right? That is something that a lot of people miss. So the thing is, guys, you could have a tier 15 map and an irrigated map, right? That's fine. You could have a tier 15 map and a corrupted map. That's also fine. You could be running a tier 16 map, that's also fine. But if you are using a regular tier 15 map with no irrigation or corruption, 0 chance of getting the 20, 30 divine valuable omens, right? For example, guys, take a look at this. This map, it's Delirium and Ritual, which means if I use a regular tier 15 map in here, the area will be level 79, and I will have 0 chance of finding the valuable omens, right? Except for one, which I will get to. But this map is irradiated, so it will have plus 1 item level. So if I use a random tier 15 map in there, 64 plus 15 plus 1 from irradiated, it will be level 80, and I will have a chance of getting the valuable omens in here. So guys, that's why you have a constant need for tier 16 maps, right? If you have this kind of map, these all will need you to put in a tier 16 map to have a chance at the grand prize, right? You could just let it go, but if you are letting those go, why are you farming ritual, right? You should get that. And the buying of tier 16 map is an extreme toxic experience. So I hate it, right? I mean, there are some guys that sell it for 20 exalted, there are other guys, you keep whispering them, they don't reply, blah, 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 right? Very boring. Yeah, I hated that part. That is one of the few things I hated about ritual farming, so there is that, right? That's very important. So guys, another less known thing is, so guys, for example, you are doing rituals, but you are not getting enough favors, right? That's annoying, right? You can't purchase stuff with it, you can't use your rerolls. The solution is pack size, right? Nothing else, though. Only pack size, which means, guys, your packs will have bigger packs of monsters, and because ritual altars revive the monsters that are killed in the near radius, that means if you kill a bigger pack size will revive, resulting in more favors, right? And this is not a hoax. I know maybe it does sound, it is not. Right? Just do a pack size map and you will be seeing really high amounts of favors. I think my personal best is, I don't want to lie, but maybe 8,000 in a single map, guys. Imagine the amount, right? It was insane. It was a very good map, and I had a very high pack size, and I was lucky or something, but yeah. And normally, you end up like in 1.5, 2K or something, right? So pack size maps are important. You should have pack size maps at the so you won't be able to do all of your maps with pack size, but maybe after you find something valuable, you can put pack size maps in. There is that. I mean, that's the only way that you can get more favors from a map, right? What else? Tablets come in. So guys, tablets can have quantity. If you are going for strict ritual farming, that doesn't really help, but if you are doing a combination of ritual, breach, etc., then it can help. It can have pack size as a prefix, that helps, gives you more favors, and suffixes are the real important thing. So one of the important affixes is reroll costs cheaper, right? That's very powerful. And if you have 2 towers, for example, near each other, with both cheap rerolls, right? And your Atlas points come. Why am I not able to do it? Oh, I am. Okay, sorry. Your Atlas points come in handy like this, right? Like this. And you can have extremely cheap rerolls combined with the Atlas points, right? So my record is, I think I was rerolling for 40 favors. Imagine. Normally it's 1,000. I was rolling for 40. Right? It was so cheap. Like bang, bang. And then, of course, you are able to defer the valuable stuff that appears, right? So the cheap reroll tablet is useful, especially if you use two. One of the, and thing is, guys, that's important. The affixes that appear on tablets are not of equal weight. That's very important, right? There is a grand prize in hitting the tablets. I will get to it. So one of the rare ones that is valuable is, and it's a little bit weirdly worded. It says when you reroll, favors have a chance of costing no tribute, right? You might have seen this goes up to like 3%. What that does is, I wasn't able to understand when I saw it at first. What that does is you reroll, right? And after reroll, so what I thought was, you reroll and rerolling has a chance to cost no favor, right? That's not it. What it does is you reroll at your normal cost, but after you reroll, the stuff that appears has a chance to be free, right? Literal free, 0 favors, right? And I did hit one of the big omens that day, guys. Imagine. It was going to cost like 25k favors, it costed 0, and I bought 25 divine for 0. It was insane, right? It was my top moment in Path of Exile. It was beautiful. I still, smile very pleasantly when I recall. Another tablet is, guys, I would definitely suggest that you sell these. This is very rare, one every 100 tablets or so. You can reroll one additional time in your maps. Right? This is very rare, as I said, and these are really valuable. Multiple divines for 5 divine varies in value. So you put it in, and you can reroll 3 times now. And of course, it's best used in combination with pack size maps and cheap reroll tablets, because you wouldn't just have the favors, guys. Imagine being able to reroll 3 times, but the reroll costs 750. Ain't nobody got favors for that, right? You will run out. And even if you can, you won't be able to defer the expensive and valuable thing that comes. So there's that. So another thing I want to suggest to you is, guys, creating 2 different areas, 2 different ritual areas. One of them is, so the other tablet that is valuable is, there are tablets that increases the chances of you finding omens, but sadly it works additively with the perk we have from the Atlas point. Yeah, so guys, if you have 10%, it goes up to 60%. Sadly, it does not get multiplied, that's what I mean. But still, of course, it's not bad. Those are somewhat more valuable than basic tablets. So for example, guys, you do a setup and you do these 3 towers with omen tablets, right? You have a lot of nice omen movies. And for example, in this map, guys, I find something valuable. What I should be doing is, this area is very valuable, right? Every map is worth like a divine, because the omen tablets are quite valuable, right? So what I do there is, I find the valuable thing, I defer it, I immediately stop farming this area, right? I go to Doriani, I unspec these 2 points, I grab these for cheaper defer, right? And then I go to the other area with ritual tablets. For example, let's say this area has ritual tablets, but cheaper reroll, that sort of, for easier obtaining of the stuff that you have found. So you keep doing the maps here until you obtain the item, and then you go back here, right? This is a little bit of setup, but it's not breach-like, right? If you want breach-like setup, if you want to fully min-max it, what you can do is, you can take out the outlier garbage maps, and you can force your towers to land the rituals on maps that you actually want. So guys, because the thing is, let's say I put a 10 map tablet in here, right? It will take a look at this radius, and it will place 10 ritual maps, 10 rituals on maps in range. But of course, it can't put any on maps that you have tried and failed, and it can't put any on maps that you have completed. Which means, for example, guys, these 3, right? And I have 3 tablets here that cover, let's say, ranges of 10, 9, and 8, right? Totaling 27 maps, right? And you do all of the surrounding maps very carefully, and then you put these in, and the 27 maps in here, they all get the benefit, so you will have the pleasure of farming a map with, let's say, 3 different omen bonuses, right? That can be done, but of course it's a little bit, I mean, it takes time. If you don't want to do this, don't, right? I haven't ever, but it can be done. So how many minutes are we in? Oh my god, 25 minutes already. I talk so much. Okay, let me get to the end. There is a so ritual tablets are valuable, and there is a method that you can do to make some money out of it, not directly but indirectly. There is an emotion called disgust, which adds, let me grab a map, which adds 30% increased tablet 5, right? And if you do 3, you get 90% tablet 5, right? You combine this with some sort of quantity, etc. That will increase the amount of tablets that you get, right? And you can do this strategy to not farm the rituals actually, but farming the tablets, right? That's a strategy because they are pretty valuable, right? I mean, in today, right? In today's values, you can sell the worst ritual tablet for probably about a divine or so. Yeah, and in case you didn't know, yes. So guys, 5 range tablet with the most garbage affixes, it will probably sell at 1 divine. And if it's any good, it's going to sell at 2 divine. Okay, and the last thing I want to talk to you about is how to make money, right? That's the most important part. So how do you make money, guys? There are 6 items that can make you money other than the drops. Let's take a look here. Okay, where is it? So guys, this is your main money maker. So this is not the biggest money maker, but the main money maker, right? So this is reminiscent of the vase relic in Trial of Sekimas. You will find this most frequently compared to the other valuable stuff. This is worth about 4 divine, and it opens a portal to the Crux of Nothingness, in which you can find the King in the Mist, and he has a chance to drop Ingenuity, right? And this sells for about 4 divine, right? So this is your main money maker. And then we have the rare ones, right? The Omen of Fiddling, this is worth about 15 divine or so, but you know, they vary because these are so rare. So this is a very strong crafting material, right? It does force your Chaos Orb to remove the lowest tier affix instead of randomly. So this is important, guys, because this is the only valuable omen that is a low item level. So this can be found in every single map, right? You don't have to do the complicated setup I told you, the level tier 16 map setup, but this can appear at all times. Pretty rare, and the favor cost is big. But as I said, there is no setup that's required for this one, right? Then come the really valuable ones, these 4: Sinister Erasure, Dexter Erasure, Sinister Annulment, and Dexter Annulment. This one I believe is the most valuable one, but I just refer to these as the valuable 4 because these are just extremely rare. My lifetime finds are 25 audience critiquing, maybe a little bit more, right? 5 or 6 Omen of Fiddling, I think, and a total of, I believe, maybe 3 of these, right? And one of them was, during a reroll, I had little favor left, and I found one of these, and I couldn't even defer it because it was so expensive. So these can cost anything ranging from low 10Ks, 10K, 12K or something, up to 25K or so, which will have a whopping cost of 4,000 favors to defer if you don't have the cheap defer Atlas point. Yeah, so these are not very easy to obtain. That's why they are so extremely valuable, guys. They are very rare, and most people that can find them are not even able to defer them, right? That is the problem. So these only are obtained in level 80 maps, so you would have to use either a tier 15 map in combination with irradiation or corruption, a tier 14 map with irradiation and corruption, or a tier 16 map with no extras. So these are your money makers, and this and this, these two are cute. This is worth some low 100 exalteds, and this has been climbing in value extremely. Let me see how much it is worth now. Yeah, it has dropped. At some point, this guy went crazy, and it was worth above 1 divine. Now it's more logical place, right? So let me also do a map. All right. So guys, this map is irradiated, and therefore I don't need to bring a tier 16 map, right? Let me just show you. This video has gone long enough. I just took too much. And let me show you how a good character does this. Hopefully there won't be anything scandalous like me dying. Okay. You just zoom, teleport like mad. Okay, we found the first altar. Keep in mind that ritual tablets cannot drop in the rituals itself, but from the monsters that you kill on the ritual area. And there is no need to take a look at the altar before the third one is clear, because you won't be able to see all of the favors. Okay. Getting stuck at most thing is tiresome. Okay. No, let's see what happens up north. There's none. Oh, okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to make sure. Yeah, this is not a very ideal map for that. So get a random up to the 15 grab. This wasn't very fast, was it? But maybe I could find a few ritual tablets. Okay, that's the second one. I'm done with it. Map is almost done now, but where is the ball? Where is the... Wow, the ritual areas are a little bit shy, aren't they? What? Okay, that's the third. So now we can take a look at. Finish it. And my number of favors is not that big. It will be something about 2,500. We have nothing here. Can reroll. We have nothing here. Can reroll, but can't reroll because we don't have the favors. So guys, now if I get something expensive, I won't be able to defer it, right? Because I just won't have the favors to do so. Okay, maybe it's down there. Okay. Oh, I didn't click. My bad. So if it's a wide open field, of course this goes much faster. But still not too bad, I guess. Let's take a look. There's nothing. I refresh, and there is nothing, which is the classic scenario. I'll just buy the world's most expensive augmentations and transmutations, and that's it. Right. So this was a tier 15 map. Let's do the tier 16 map, and we can conclude. And do my videos have to be so long? Okay, so guys, this will be a level 80 area, thanks to the map. If it wasn't for the map, if it was a tier 15 map, it would have been level 79, and as I said, I wouldn't have any chance of finding the more valuable ornaments. See, 80. Yeah, I go so quick, guys. I actually get out of the mist before it spreads, so it ends prematurely like this. I have a problem with finding ritual altars, I guess. Finally one. Because if the area is wide open I don't get stuck with blinking, and it goes much faster. Come on. Lagging or something, it seems a bit weird. Okay, but the thing is, guys, I did cover a good portion of the map, and we are one out of 4. Right? So weird. Let's go. Let's go to the north. Jeez, really? Of course, there could be an idea in which you skip the route mostly, right? Then it will go faster. I just don't like that stuff. Let's third. We again have a very low count, sadly. And it looks like we won't be able to. So guys, that's the value in bringing pack size maps, right? I mean, I'm not bringing pack size maps, but random maps. And therefore, I am suffering favor-wise. So I won't be able to use my second reroll, or even if I am, I won't be able to defer the valuable thing that comes, right? So I have 900 now. If I reroll, I will have 150 left, which will amount to nothing. Okay, let's do it. And I have nothing but thankfully, right? Because if I did get something, I wouldn't be able to defer it. But of course, constantly trying to find tier 16 maps, constantly trying to get pack size maps is a bit tiresome. And imagine, guys, the trouble that getting tier 16 maps with pack size will cause. Yeah, I mean, I would rather lose the valuable armor. It's going to be very painful, and also it's going to be extremely expensive. Because, guys, tier 16 is only achieved, via corrupting level 15 maps. They don't drop normally, so you have to have pack size on the map. It could get corrupted away. Okay, so that's it. And these were not as fast as I liked, but not a very good map type. But that's how you should farm them, right, with a fast character. And in these maps, I guess a dead eye would have been similar time, maybe. But when it's wide open, it's extremely fast. And also, the auto bomber has a very nice way of getting through the garbage maps. You just go for rares, ASAP. That's it. So guys, that's about it for rituals. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. It was, again, too long, but yeah, that's what you get when you try to explain everything. I will see you in the other videos. Bye-bye.